So, I don't know all the details of the update. I know they added that zombie infection mode. That looked really cool. And that's like 4 of the maps. I don't know which one. But, sort of similar to how Saxton Hale was the most interesting, arguably, maps added to Summer. There's another equally, or at least impressively, like V-scripted set of maps. It's like a whole game mode, this update, basically. That's what I'm pretty curious about. 12 is... I feel like 12 is a lot. You don't know, there's like a... I swear at this point, half of the map selection is just Halloween maps. Like, out of the entire game. So it's not that weird for them to add 12, but I'm still kind of surprised. Because they would have had to do some real curation and playtesting to make sure the maps work. So, I'll give them one thing. Good on Valve for being thorough with their vetting process. They added a lot of, like, cosmetics, like usual, but it's another year, another heavy not getting a cool costume. He just gets a couple hats. They're good hats. I don't have a list open. I'm trying to get the workshop up just so I can, like, show you if you're really curious what got in. So I'm not going to go through all of them. I don't even think I can really, like, zoom this in. One sec. There's no, like, Valve-made content. I feel like I shouldn't even have to say that at this point, but it's a Scream Fortress where there's a couple cool maps, a couple of sick taunts, and they've actually gotten their shit together on adding cosmetics that aren't just, like, pumpkins. So, I'm not gonna go through all of them, but everywhere from, like, here and up is new cosmetics. And also this. Hold on. I no longer require background music. Is that El Toro? Damn, look at how close I am. In my opinion, if an update has 1 cool taunt and 2 cool maps, it's a success. And according to this taunt, it's a success. But yeah, I was just gonna play Scream Fortress for a bit. There's also Shonik's 100-man server, which I saw his last video where he kind of confirmed that it's running well. So, if I can get on the server, I'll probably jump into that later. It's currently at 100 out of 100, so it might be a while. You know, back in my day, Scream Fortress maps were really just an excuse for competitive maps to get in the game. Like Sunshine, before Sunshine was in the game, we got Sinshine. And I remember, like, years ago, there were like a shit ton of maps everyone plays in competitive that just never got added. And people realized if they just add a couple of pumpkins and scary ambience to it, they can get it into the game 1 month per year. Although I think Valve got better as time passed with adding those actual maps. It's just that's my biggest association with these updates these days. Please tell me it kills enemy players. I mean, mechanically no, but you know 80% of the people who get neck snapped are gonna killbind, so yeah. It's like improv theater. If you're partner taunting with someone cool, it'll kill them. What's my favorite Blur album? I really liked Ghost Ship. It was like one of their newer ones. But I don't know. Blur is one of those bands where there's just a lot of random songs by them that I love. Like whatever There's No Other Way. That's a good album too. Okay, so my respawn is 200 seconds. Not even gonna ask. And I don't know what map I'm on. Perks. Okay. Did I do something wrong? Maybe this was a bad map to pick. I mean, it looks great. Oh, cool. Oh my god. It's a map that you have to learn how to play. Alright, I'm gonna pick my Paladin's pre-game upgrade. You gain 50% projectile speed. You start with 15 seconds of invis, or once the point unlocks, you get +1 capture rate. Projectile speed. I have the direct hit on. I want that. Oh, it's a vote. Wow. Okay, we're fast capping apparently. I'm gonna turn the game audio up and hope you can still hear me. It's an arena map. Oh. That makes sense. I feel bad for whoever made Bayer. Back when Invasion came out, they added an arena map and then proceeded to remove it from rotation. Oh man, the frames ain't keeping up. But I'll give my team one thing. I think that fast cap's gonna come in handy. In case you're wondering, here are my coolest Halloween Scream Fortress hats. You know, once it loads. I got a Crone Dome that gives me a deep voice. Jealous? I also have a shiny party hat. I know it's not show and tell, but I feel like most people don't have spell paints these days, and I only get once a year to show them off. So so weird. Why are there like there's 2 more options? I'll play one more round and then swap because I think this game is lagging me the hell out. I'm glad TF2 has a decent amount of green maps now. Like there's Borneo, but... And I think it was a stylistic decision with the game. I think when they first made it, intentionally, all of the maps were very, like, yellow and orange. And I've always wondered why. Like, why is green considered off-limits for, like, official Valve maps? But they've added a lot of, like, community maps that incorporate foliage and greenery and trees. And it does look a little weird. But, yeah, I guess it fit the aesthetic of the time. Alright, I'm just gonna go to menu, because I do not want to go to VSH during Halloween. Who is that artist that TF2 was based off of? Is like Norman Rockwell. They're like Norman Rockwell paintings, and I guess his stuff probably didn't have a lot of green in it. I tried queuing yesterday when the update first came out. It was non-functional. You just could not play any of these. It did hit a 24-hour peak of 180,000, which is pretty impressive. The all-time peak was like 250,000, but it's this time of year where this game pretty much hits its peaks. JC Leyendecker? Is that who it was? Okay. This is a zombie infestation map. Oh. Okay. Now, I have played this map once. Not a whole lot of the mode. I kind of get the impression zombies are underpowered. They have cool abilities. And it's definitely riffing on that Left 4 Dead Versus format. But it's tough to actually confirm a kill, I feel like. I think I'm gonna close my... Say goodbye to the hand, everybody. Because these Green Fortress maps are doing a number on my computer, and I want to maximize frames. But yeah, I know Sniper's a spitter. I know Demoman has like a charge ability. Each of them has a zombie ability that's sort of curated for their class. But it's really, even using them, it's hard to actually confirm a kill with anything. Also, Vaccinator's a terrible pick here. That's cool. I got something else. Oh, you're a good shot. Yeah, I have not bought a crate. I have not bought really any items for Scream Fortress. But I'm playing it. It's a shame because some of the zombie abilities are really cool. I know the engineer can basically like EMP grenade. Like he can throw shit and shut down all sentries, but it doesn't matter because when you camp well enough, you have 14 heavies shooting anything that pokes its head. It doesn't matter if you EMP. I don't know if that's because the map just doesn't... It's hard to get close without leaving cover. I mean, look. I've seen two zombies the whole mode. This is rough. The VSH mode gets balance updates, so it's not unreasonable to expect this mode to also get rebalanced by the creator. I'm just gonna suicide bind and immediately become a zombie, by the way, so. because I feel bad for them and I want to help.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Oh, you know what? I think I might know why my game's been lagging. Yeah. I've been streaming at 1080p. No more of that luxury. Team wipe. Woo! Yeah, I don't think I've looked for a gargoyle in 7 years, so I could do without being told that. They're so confident in their ability, they run at the zombies. Yeah, Heavy doesn't have an ability, he's just really fat. and heavy. I'm looking at the trail. Yes! I contributed. That's what matters. Hey. Don't worry about me. I was looking at my trail and trying to remember if I have an item with one of those spell trails, but I don't think I do. Man. Oh shit, I do. I have a haunted hat with bruised purple footprints. That's the only one I have. I kind of wonder if I can get 2 trails. Nah.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Yeah, Sephi, it's weird that the zombies wouldn't one-shot. Or at the very least, consistently 2-shot medium classes. I think one of the problems is the survivors have no incentive to leave their camping spot. If they just had something that sort of forced campers to spread, it might be a bit easier to get a kill, but like, how the fuck? The only way you could do it is if everyone coordinates at the same time. A Fortnite storm? Wasn't my first pick, but a solution's a solution. Yeah, don't even bother trying to get close unless you're a heavy or you have an ability. I guess maybe a medic. No, we have 2 though. Yeah, it's just there are 3 other zombie maps that I wouldn't mind trying and seeing if maybe it's just a map issue. It's just not that fun to play a zombie, at least on this mode, on this map. For what it's worth, we had number advantage. Pretty glowy eyes. I won't be here long. Later, zombies. Lava pit. This is why Call of Duty Infected gives throwing knives after a while. Yeah, well, it's just weird because TF2 is a game functionally designed with stalemate breakers. So the entire point of Ubercharge is to prevent a stalemate where neither team can break through. So it's weird to make a game mode where zombies don't really have a great stalemate breaker. Like, they have abilities, but clearly none of those abilities are match for a minigun.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And you would think that would exist. Yeah, I'll just go scout, run around and see stuff. Very red map. So this is, oh, it's Gravel Pit. It's Gravel Pit, but Halloween. Took me a second to like fully realize that. Actually, you know what? This is my favorite time of year to just play like a moron. I'm gonna do that.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Wasn't random crits supposed to be a stalemate breaker? Yeah, it was and is. Random crits are still very effective at giving one team an opportunity to push, which is one of like the positives. It's one of the arguments as to why random crits are important in a pub. In competitive, you don't want random crits because it's not a skill-based mechanic. H? Oh, H is way too far of a button to be using spells. I was trying to do a sick combo, but I'm gonna have to change that button. I think it's like the canteen button. Bleh. Sure. Richard? Why are we kicking Oh. That's... Hey, buddy. Oh, we're kicking both? I thought it was just like a faker. I thought there was a bot pretending to be Mr. Richard. I think Scream Fortress is the best time of year to do Sticky Jumper. Just because it combos so well with spells. Goodbye, Richard. Oh, that's a new heavy hat. It's just a skull. Kind of surprised that it took this long for this map to get a Scream Fortress makeover. Nuh-uh. Oh. Yeah, I got countered. I don't know how it rains inside, but... So that's why it's called Lava Pit. Because of the lava pit.
Now that's quality.
Yes, this is my favorite one. The jump spell. It'll probably be wholly impractical, but I can do this. Wow. Close enough. Comes out a little late, alright? The first of many victims. Yeah, get him, buddy. You got this. He won. Alright, on account of my less than preferable aim, I'm gonna put on the lock and load. Second victim. Kind of. You bought Uzumaki because of my video? Hell yeah. I still think that's the best starting point for Junji Ito, honestly. Junji Ito's like one of my favorite mangaka, but he's a really good horror mangaka, specifically. And if you don't know about him, you should look up Uzumaki, because it's basically just like a metric fuckton of horror stories that all take place in one really weird town. And they're sort of connected, but they aren't... It's not like necessarily a chronological story. It just hops back and forth between like different weird shit that happens in this town of Spirals. It's really good. And also 'tis the season. Man, I miss when this thing could do 140 damage at any range. That was a balanced that was a balanced weapon. You know what? You live, because I don't feel like chasing you. Which is wild, because I have the fastest weapon in the game. Got him. Do I have a patron? A Patreon? Yeah, but I don't advertise it. If you find it, you're more than welcome to do that. Have I read Dorohedro? Nuh-uh. That's the one with, like, the lizard, right? Oh. Gotta get in that coffer! It seems weird to have a spell right next to the exit, even though the exit gives you a spell. Like, you would only ever need that if you're camping the underworld. I'm about to nuke somebody. Aw, you mother lover. Are there benefits? Not really. I do behind the scenes stuff for videos sometimes, but only really after an upload comes out.
Enemy has received additional time.
A gargoyle has arrived.
Thanks, Merasmus. You shouldn't have missed the first one. Do I still play Highlander with salty fish? Yeah, we lost our match last night. but I do. I play sniper. Now, I wanted to play heavy, but it's sort of a casual team. And it's a team where no one else is really comfortable playing sniper, so I elected to take that spot. As someone who doesn't play sniper, but I'm confident enough that I'm willing to try. This is the real strategy. You sticky jump onto someone, collect a head, then just get the hell out. It was cool. It was cool, Zachary. $11 and $9. It's hey, that's a positive KD ratio. Another victim.
Alert. Our last control point is being captured.
Fuck! Never press S midair. Just don't. Does it take a lot of work to learn Demoman? To learn Demoman? No. To master or play him effectively? Yeah, I'd say so. I mostly only ever played like heavy and scout in competitive, but I did briefly start off as a Demoman in Highlander. A lot of his job really is just CC, from my impression. It's basically just locking down the flank and bombing the med. If you're really experienced, then your whole job is basically killing the med when your team says so. But I mean, like, Demoman's difficult in that it's the most projectile-oriented class, if you're playing it with, you know, the projectile weapons. Like, not Demo Knight. Alright, I will swap though, since I'm clearly not performing. Lava pit will get removed from rotation. Now we'll move on.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
I feel like Demoman is one of the best classes for popping off on, especially in a pub with random crits, but you can, like, even if you're really good at soldier or sniper, or you're like a heavy with a pocket, it's still kind of difficult to lock down an area just because of how, if something gets behind you, you don't always have the reaction time to deal with it. But if you're good at Demoman, you can basically shut down a flank and hold a main door. Which I think is one of the big reasons. I mean, there's a lot of reasons Demoman is considered a generalist, but my understanding of it always was that he can perform some stuff that like a scout and a soldier can't, while also keeping up with them.
4, 3, 2, 1.
He's just also, I feel like, a lot harder to learn than either of those classes.
Last one alive, lock the door.
What was that soldier hat? What, this? That's just my hat. What's so weird about wearing a hat?
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
We got a little concerto. Don't worry, guys. I'll play percussion. I have terrible news.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
I overrided my kill bind with my spell button, so I can no longer kill bind. Unfortunate. For some reason, my mouse 4 just says go right. I don't remember why.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Bind.
5,
What was the other?
3,
Bind mouse 5. Explode. Alright, the issue's been resolved. Your friend played with me at a LAN? Damn, that must have been like Florida LAN then, because I don't think I played. I haven't played at a LAN since like Rewind 2. Let's see, I gotta put on all my spell weapons, so I got Exorcism, Shotgun, Pumpkin Bomb, Rocket Launcher. A cornbread?
Why is that cart not moving? No one else pushing.
Damn, now I'm hungry.
I do not see a cart moving, ladies.
Doesn't pay well to be a mercenary. You have to get a second job at Panera Bread. Just trying to get by. $50 as my next shot gets reflected. Oh? Ah, it was the second. I won. Why Panera? Because I couldn't name a second bread-oriented food place. All I could think of was Panera Bread. Skeleton! That wasn't a person? What the fuck? God help me. Olive Garden? I don't know. I feel like Olive Garden's more of a pasta place than it is bread. Bread's just how they get you in the door. And now I take my leave. Oh, would it kill to have a health pack somewhere? I feel bad. I will carry on your legacy. Once I remember what my pickup button is. E. Okay, never mind. I'll lay it on your grave. It's not H, it's not F, it's not E, it's not J. I gave up after I cleared the whole line. You didn't see that. If I can actually go up here, that's fucking crazy. Nope. Only here. That's still pretty exploitable. Outplayed. That's a cool ass pose, I won't even lie. The line of action is sort of curving left. It's got an S shape to it. It's like the ideal.
Why is that cart stopped, maggots?
Damn, sniper would go kind of hard on this map. TBH. Nope. Nope. Yeah, I wouldn't pocket me. I'm just kind of going where the wind blows right now. Pick the mad guy! What an embarrassing place to die. What? There's so many weird rooms on this map. And now I'm seeing every other frame. I gotta take a picture of every heavy. Just a personal rule. Do I use master config? No. I'm literally just base game with a HUD. But based on my performance, it might be worth having master config.
Why is that cart stopped, maggots? Fine.
I could work with that. I'm gonna hit someone with a comet. I guess it'd be a meteor since it's... What's the difference between a comet and a meteor? Because a meteorite is when it's burning up in the atmosphere. Is a comet just when it's in space? Then what's a meteor? Is it like size? Comets are made of ice and or have a trail. Well, I'm on blue team, so it looks like it has ice. It's a comet. I consider it a comet. I'm gonna comet bomb someone.
Why is that cart stopped, maggots?
That's a pogo. I don't care what anyone says. I kept my momentum. Oh. Perfectly timed. You should have caught me. Took fall damage. Alright, I'm coming up sniper next life. Partially because this seems abusable, and partially because I actually need to practice. So I don't lose my next match. Funk you ever be like meow? I'm more of a dog person, but I like cats. Team wipe. Alright, I'll keep it moving. This was Spineyard.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Oh, now I'm really glad I'm queued up for another match. The worst part is I was at the bottom of the scoreboard. This team lost, and they weren't even given a good player. They just had a slot filled. I trusted you. The stream cannot end until I encounter someone with the next snap taunt. When that happens, then I can leave the stream. My head.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4,
Vino
3, 2,
Vino dalla Vigna. That means a word. Means several words. What are those minions, or is that it's SpongeBob? He has SpongeBob pins. How do you deal with stream snipers? I mean, it's kind of hard to stream snipe at all because you have to like queue up. You can't ad hoc. You have to like hope you get it in their match. I mean, if someone like is trying to dominate me, I just play the game. TF2 is a game where it's kind of easy to hard focus someone, but it's kind of hard to make it obvious because you're just getting flanked all the time. I don't really care if someone's just trying to like fight me in a pub.
The cart ain't moving, lads.
I'll be your bodyguard. I'll protect you from getting headshot.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Right in my ass. I got an arrow in my ass. I could feel him judging me. Help! Help me! Your ass just got saved, sniper. They'll never know. That hatless person will never understand the gravity of what just happened. Oh my god. Yeah, having some trouble on the corner right now. Did that sniper just let me cross? Don't do it. Don't do it. Stay away. Stay away. Is there a greater shame than just watching an enemy cross 400 feet knowing you missed 6 opportunities to put them down?
This lot ain't moving, lads.
I have no idea what that sound effect is. Like, might be the cleaner's carbine. A botel. It's a botel. I was told I could rocket jump, and now I'm disappointed. The greatest shame as a sniper is when you stop even trying to get headshots and you just start body shotting while you S key. That is like the greatest sign of giving up. It's like, fuck it. Maybe I can do 50 damage 4 times before they get to me. That's fair.
That bloody cart ain't gonna move itself.
Favorite hat, Funk? You know what hat I love? I love that one that looks like a Christmas tree. That, you know the one. Little further, buddy. Just a little further. Ignore the dot behind you. Man, I've been queuing for another map for like 6 minutes. Man, I don't know what happened. I feel like I lost my ability to flick shot. It's what old age will do to you. You know what's weird is when I would play Overwatch, I'd like to play like Ashe and like, characters that can headshot that aren't Hanzo. And even though in that game everyone has movement abilities and they can jump and dodge and deflect, I still feel like it's harder to headshot in TF2. Just because their ability to change direction is so instant. Just hard to like predict sometimes. I feel like you need to not think to aim good as sniper. I feel like you have to become the bullet. There was like this weird meditative like book that I got from Barnes and Noble. I don't remember what it was called, but the thesis of this book was that master bowmen, archers, have to essentially become one with the arrow and their target. You have to both, like, there is an element of, if you're trying to shoot a moving target, you have to know how that target is going to move. So mentally you need to basically stop being yourself and just become your enemy, so to speak. And I feel like playing sniper is kind of the same deal. Like, you can't think about it as, I need to do 250 damage and hit their headshot. It's, I need, the moment they cross my crosshair, I have to hit M1. Like, you can't be thinking of yourself. You have to just think about where they are. It's a very weird mindset to try and slip into. I swear, like, my queue is broken. Are you high? No. I'm describing a real book. But the fact it sounds like I'm high must tell you it's a very deep talent, right? I don't know. I didn't read the whole book, so might be missing a couple vital descriptions here. I will say, like, 80% of the headshots I hit aren't me flicking to someone's head. It's someone walking above my crosshair, if that's a better description. I can more consistently predict someone else than I can adjust on the spot. Is there even... There's not even a second door. There's not even a back door to this spot. It's like, the second I have the shot, my hand flicks, when all it should be doing is... This is painful. Like, they don't even have to get close to spawn camp. They don't even... But they can, if they want to. Alright. Sniper's probably not going to help us break out here. Whew. I don't even know, dude. I don't even want to be on this map, bro. But I feel bad for these guys. I feel bad for my team, to the point... I'll make it work. I know, buddy. I know. A lot of... Oh, that's not a crossbow. Float like a butterfly. Well, it worked. Just kidding. Sometimes you gotta do it yourself. I've been told the vaccinator is actually really OP because you can have 2 forms of resistance at once. As if I have the capability of switching to the right one when I Uber. A connection to the Steam Vac server could not be made. I got vac banned. No, I think my internet like cut. Oh. Not connected to the game coordinator. Alright. Sounds like a good time to queue up for Shonik's 100-man server, because I get the feeling I'm not going to be able to pub for a minute. I've been banned. That's how good I was on Sniper. Oh, it's back up. Is it? It says it's back up. But it's lying. Alright, I clicked the button I really shouldn't have, so now I'm hoping I don't get put back on the map I was just on. I got into both Shonik's server and my casual match at the same time. Ah. Gotta see those pumpkins. I'm stunned you were able to get into any comp matches not filled with aimbotters. When I played it, it was still kind of new. It was the first year of release. So there weren't really it wasn't a big aimbot problem at that time. That's why I got to Death Merchant. I found an Uber saw. Don't worry, everyone. It's player destruct. You take the stab. Just take the stab. He didn't even go for it. Buddy, what are you waiting for? Wario is dead. I want to use this spell to put a sentry in a stupid location. I didn't even really need the jump thing. Oh well. A lot of blondes in this server. A lot of yellow cosmetics. You know, I died 3 times, which means I'm legally allowed to rage heavy. Beware the were raccoon. Yeah, it looks like a vampire-themed player destruction where you deliver blood and forget what team you're on. Not so easy now, huh? Bad spawn, buddy. Terrible spawn for you. Oh, it's Dracula. Gilbert has 300 ping. I get the feeling I'm gonna see him at spawn a lot. Despite not having 300 ping myself. Don't mind me. I bet you I can get a 10 kill streak without leaving this corner. Where's that kill sound from? I think it's Titanfall 2. It's fine, it's fine. I'm up to 3. You let out Dracula? Now he's gonna kill us in a year. I haven't watched Castlevania. Man, I need to keep track of the names of these places. I'm guessing Mansylvania. I watched the first series of Castlevania on Netflix, and I feel like Dracula was kind of justified, all things considered. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but when he decided he was just gonna kill humans, he didn't just start killing. He was like pretty patient with them. Respectful. I think he's justified in his mission to kill all humans. I haven't watched Nocturne. I've heard dicey things. It seems like it still looks really good visually, but it's just written. I'm hoping Nocturne isn't one of those series where it never allows itself to just engage with cheesy dialogue. It seems like one of those shows where every time they do cheesy dialogue, they have to point out that they just did cheesy dialogue, which is like the worst. The worst kind of media. Why did I vote yes? Bye, Sydney.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah. I heard through Twitter the inspiration for this map was Yui AK Crash's kid. Like he was talking to his kid and they said to make a TF2 map where like fishmen come out of eggs. That's all I know about this map. But I'm excited to see it.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
Here, I'll help you out. Fine, man. I was trying to help you. You didn't see that one coming from a mile away? You know what? I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna really be that guy. All I hear is... I know they're fishmen. I want to see the fish. I think they killed them all. Ah! I found a fishman. Neon Annihilator would go hard, not gonna lie. Goo Goo Gaga, I like dick, was the description of their shotgun. Wonderful. I think I know the guy that animated this. It's like Jordan L. Huh. I have one of my config settings low, so they run like they're lagging. Real fish function at 10 FPS too. It's just being authentic.
Control point is being captured. We have lost the control point.
Dive bomb.
Mission ended.
Good enough. I don't mind hearing what do you do with the drunken sailor every time I spawn. I don't think Pyro's the pick here.
Mission ends in 30
With a
seconds.
drunken sailor early in the morning. Nah, 2 is overkill. Why would I switch weapons? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who has the fattest fingers of them all? I want to play this one again. I got a little hyper focused on trying to find fishmen that I think I mostly just spent that all dying.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck.
I'll be fine. Still fine. I feel like this map calls out so much.
The control point is being contested.
You know, it was a good shot. I don't want to be that guy, but I did hear that's the impact sound effect. And a suspiciously low amount of damage dealt.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
What is happening?
Why? I feel like every time I pick a class, I end up fighting 3 of them. This happened with Pyro too.
Control point.
Pull your sword out like a bird. Like a real bird person. Donk.
Oh, that's nice.
I could use invisibility, yeah. You can't see me. You can't see me. Stop, drop, and roll! I'm in the fun! Okay. I think that's like 6 deaths. That's enough to justify it.
We have secured the control point. Alert. The control point is being captured.
I might need to reopen my Twitch chat. So, watch me eat a sandwich. I got you, buddy. Brutal. I make a sacrifice. You want to know why I have a bot killer medigun? Because I think a strange medigun is like 3 keys. Meanwhile, a bot killer strange is like 13 cents. Which is like a single scrap metal. That's just economics. I don't trust myself or my team to stay on this map any longer. That's cool. I'll handle it. Oh. Congratulations on having the most ugly pyro loadout I've seen. Maybe ever.
A gargoyle is here!
I may not show it, but I'm struggling. Kid. It wasn't meant to be. Spineyard. There's a lot of frontline props in these maps. Which makes me wonder if they're repurposed maps. Like they were frontline maps that are now getting turned Halloween mode. Which is fine. Oh, I've already played this one. That's why you keep track of the names. I mean, it does work pretty well as a fall map, so it fits the bill. Back at the motel. What? What? There's not an invisible wall? Devastation. Oh, I'm back to zombie infection now. Let's see if zombies can actually win. Seems fitting to have this weapon. Seems fitting to have the alien flamethrower.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
I don't remember the command I'm trying to put in. HUD say time.
2, 1.
Okay, this map feels claustrophobic enough to work. I have faith in it. There he is. It's kind of cocky to fall to the lowest floor, but it's more fun that way. Uh-oh. Did I just light myself on fire? Goodbye. This isn't PvE, but I mean, it's PvP. You kind of have the power of a NPC, strength-wise. That's a pounce. That was like a 4-inch vertical. Okay, so I'm not going up there. Smug ass grin. Just ignore the big spider web on my screen. That's probably not intended. Jeez. It's not even... I gotta like learn the EMP's arc. Oh well. It's one less sentry. Yeah, it still feels infinitely easier to survive than it does to turn. Like, at the very least, the EMP could be a little faster. Okay.
Mission ends in 10 seconds.
Does it look... It looks... I think it'd be fun if the whole team was coordinating or something. I know. It just does not feel feasible at all. Because you have to keep in mind, like, soldiers can pounce, but that's not as high as a rocket jump. Demos can charge, but they no longer can sticky jump. I'll play one more. Because I feel like one of these maps will probably work. To me, it feels like a mode that they play tested in such a way that it plays different than it would in a pub. Like, it feels like they play tested it, like, with a full server of people using voice chat to communicate and have, like, 20 zombies attack at once, which in a pub I feel like would never happen.
You are a great doctor. Scout is surprised.
It's also just the sentries can see everything. I feel like the sentries are only okay if they can't see shit, but they can clump a door. But if they can see the entire map, and you can put them far enough away that you can't EMP too. I doubt they play tested it with class limits, because I would think they're doing their diligence to balance it for a pub, but it's just... I'm trying to understand how they came to the conclusion that this would be balanced. It's fun, but not fun to play as a zombie. Like, I feel obligated to drop down and give them a chance. I'm doing my fake scream so they can come find me. I guess they're hiding in their little COD corners. See, like, that's cool. The idea that zombies have a bunch of flanks that only they can go to, but none of them are anywhere where it matters. There's like 14 flank routes and they're all at the bottom floor where nobody is going. Fuck it, I'm just gonna play fists. So they have a micrum of a chance. Where's spot this? Oh, that's rough. I bet you I could just camp right here.
Mission ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Not that they have enough zombies to find me anyways. Gargoyle. It's okay, buddy. You scare me.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Yeah, cool mode. It's definitely adjacent to Saxton Hale. But I mean, even Saxton Hale, it took him forever to balance it so that he could get wins without resorting to a stun mechanic. And I can understand why they would want to avoid having a stun mechanic for the zombies, but yeah, they just, you know the deal, they're just weak. The spider web's back. Oh, I got one! Ah. That was my present for leaving the server. I turned one person. And now I get to try a different zombie map. Grey Grove Sanitarium. Big map. Big map, small frames. Oh wow. This looks way cooler, if nothing else. So they're holed up inside this big psych ward, and we gotta bust in and kill them. That's cool. I feel like the map design should mimic arena mode, which this sort of does. If nothing else, aesthetically, this has been my favorite zombie map so far. And it feels, yeah, it looks like it's more balanced. You have to actually, like, search to find anyone. Wow, this motherfucker is surviving. Okay, note to self, katana is how you win this mode. I love that spies sound like COD zombies. Oh no, that's just an ambient sound effect in the... One of the ambient sound effects in the map is just like class screams. My brain is so rotten, I know the exact sound effect they're playing too. It's like Spy Critical Pain 03. Sorry, Spy Pain Critical 03.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Where Okay, I'm starting to understand why the reveal mechanic is useful. You can actually just run away and survive. I'm actually scared of this person, given how well they're doing. Godspeed, Paradoxical.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
I know what I'm doing. Putting on a Zatoichi. Tide turner. And some boots after I take off my high heels.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If I just look at the floor, I'll keep 150 frame rate average. I ain't afraid of no ghost. It's just samurai versus zombie now. It's not zombie survival. It is an even fight. I just can't look up. Where he goes, I go. We're stronger together. Greater in numbers, as they say. Shovel TF2. Me and Shovel TF2 are gonna clutch it. And Paradoxical. We have 3 people. Couldn't get it. He's not even fighting anymore. The zombies are trying to survive. Okay, maybe I was wrong about this map being more balanced. But at least they survive a little longer. The humans aren't the ones trying to stay alive. I'm sure I did get a kill. Uh-oh. Mm-mm. Now the question is, do I own a sit-down taunt? I don't think I do. Don't hurt my friend. I was just too lazy to walk.
I have returned from the grave to give the living haircuts.
It was close enough. This does seem like a useless ability if they just jump on a table. You scared me. Is this whole thing just like a Shining reference? I think there's like a lot of classical horror movie references. It's like the typewriter.
Mission ends in 60 seconds. Mission ends in 60 seconds.
One of these days, I'll remember the consequences. I want to see the highest point of the Sanitarium. It's off the limits. But it's pretty high.
Mission ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
Someone left a freshly baked meal up here.
You failed. Mission begins in 30.
This might be like one of the hardest performing maps I've ever played on. And I've played on Sweden before. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't one of the most interesting maps and modes of the update, though. If they just buff the zombies a little bit, either survivability or mobility, just make it easier for them to get into a camp. Because I feel like at this point, the maps are so done, it would be really difficult to fix the maps to prevent, like, sentry exploits. This is a good example of a map where sentries can't dominate everything, the entire map. That seems like one of the biggest issues. If you just put a sentry in a heavy somewhere, zombies need to be able to close the distance. There's one more zombie map I haven't seen yet, but I don't know the name of it, so I'm just play through the rest, because I think there's like 4 or 5 total maps.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Oh, it feels good. What are you laughing at, busboy? So, it's a payload map. I cannot discern any distinguishing features quite yet. I thought I was getting team swap, but I'm not.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
I haven't encountered a neck snap either. It's very saddening. Oh, I hope I don't die. Oh, woe is me. Don't worry, I'll protect you from spies. I'm just keeping an eye out for anything that might be the color blue. We would not want that. I'm still glad I went for it because the pyro I was pretending to be showed up and I would not have had another opportunity. Once that guy saw me, I was dead anyways. I feel like the Dead Ringer's balanced. Anyone that's played the game enough to know what a Dead Ringer is knows almost immediately when someone Dead Ringers. Because most spies don't use it to... Like, they don't get to low health then use it. They just use it when they decide, fuck this, I'm leaving. So it's like, oh, the spy died from one hit? A little sus. And once you use it, it's not easy to get it back. So I think the Dead Ringer's pretty balanced. It's only unbalanced when you can spam it. It's annoying when they can pretend to die every 5 seconds, which you can't really do anymore. You can definitely do some crazy shit if you actually apply it well. You can trick good players into thinking you really died. And if a good player thinks you're dead, they're not gonna bother looking. I guess they could still check your medal. Because if you dead ring, you don't drop an ammo pack. It's as good as it can be. I feel like Spy just fundamentally isn't that great of a class, so... Even when he has OP items, he's still kind of just, eh. I think the one exception would be the Ambassador. You wouldn't know it from my performance, but... When the Ambassador could one-shot like a sniper rifle, and Spy didn't actually have to get into a dangerous range to one-shot, I think that was like the most powerful Spy's ever been in this game. It wasn't when the Dead Ringer was stupid and you could get it full right after using it by picking up ammo. It was when you could one-shot with this thing. So you can still headshot at a kind of a medium range, but I think it did 195. I think there's like some caveat. Crits on headshots. Critical damage is affected by range. So I think if you headshot at full Ambassador range, it's like you're not doing the full crit, which would be 195. You're doing scales, I think. Whereas the old Ambassador, if you headshot at any range, it was like 195 flat. So you could effectively one-tap any light class. And two-tap everything else. And again, it's kind of hard to headshot even when you're zoomed in. It is hard to headshot with an ambi. It's not like they're unearned headshots. It was just the damage was unearned. It does feel like a little weak now. It's not bad, but it's like I like where the Ambassador is. It's just a very different feel when you can only do 50. It makes me feel like, well, why even bother going for the headshots? And I guess it's if you know they're low health or you think you can land the shot consistently. Sephi says the problem with a class that can headshot whenever possible in a game where others can't, it's annoying to play against. Yeah. I don't disagree with people who say, like, TF2 doesn't need a sniper or a spy. Like, both, like, neither of them fulfill a particular purpose. Or at the very least, their purposes can be... Like, both of their job is basically just pick the med, which can be accomplished with a dive bomb or a pyro on the flank. That said, at the very least, sniper... On a good map, sniper has to take obvious positions. If you're fighting a sniper and they want to headshot you, it's usually obvious where they're going to try and headshot you from, because the map is a big straight line, or the flank is a big straight line. And they can't get close, because they have to be far away to really effectively headshot you. Now, bad maps kind of... It's different for other maps, where, like... everywhere is a sightline, but in a good TF2 map, snipers have to put themselves in an obvious spot to get a headshot. But when a spy can one-shot with the ambassador, he can literally go in your back line and headshot you from behind, which is like 5 times as frustrating. Which was why it's like... That's one of the larger reasons why the ambassador was broken. Like, if Spy had the ambi, but he wasn't capable of backlining so easily, it might not even be a big deal. Like, you could give a sniper a weapon similar to the ambassador, and it would arguably still be balanced. It would be annoying, but sniper's annoying. Am I unhinged for missing the old lock and load? Not necessarily. Oh, we got away. The old lock and load felt like it was actually effective at taking down sentries, and now it doesn't feel that much better than any other primary. Like, I don't know if it's maybe one less pipe to destroy. I guess they might not have changed that at all. I don't know. I feel like I'm fine with what the lock is. I'm trying to, like, recall. All I know is the old lock used to be able to basically one-tap light classes. And it had 2 shots instead of 3. Which... It should not have ever one-shot anything. I think the lock is better utilized as a utility weapon and not a weapon. Like, that is something you put on when you need to deal with sentries. It's not something you use to fight players. And I feel like now the only real appeal of the lock and load is if you're sticky jumping or dive bombing or whatever, and you just want to do cool phase clan shots. Otherwise, like, why would I use the lock over anything that rolls? I miss the old Caber, because I think he should be able to one-shot with a Caber because it's funny. I think something being funny supersedes whether or not it is annoying or unbalanced. If it's funny, it doesn't matter. And it was funny to jump across 2 fort and just pop a zit on the battlements. I was never even mad when I died to a Caber. It's like, he got me. Crouch Caber works. Yeah, I heard you can still theoretically one-shot if you just attack their lower hitbox, since it calculates as higher damage if you hit them towards, like, the legs. But I don't know. I feel like I feel like I've tried that and it still wasn't a consistent one-shot. Or it was kind of hard to set up because they'd be moving around. Yo, this is just like... fuck, what is it called? Emesis Blue. This is just like Emesis Blue. Which is just like The Shining, which is just like Emesis Blue. That's fair. I wanted to see if I could just get cocky. Someone should make a TF2 mod where it rebalances every weapon to their most broken state. So the soda popper can jump infinitely. I'm trying to think of like what the most broken weapon for each class is. Remove corruption. I think Murky is a zombie infestation map. So while IQ, the Babyface Blaster, when you never lost your boost speed, that was pretty fucking broken. But I think the soda popper was probably Scout's most broken weapon. For Soldier... Old Beggars? What was Old Beggars like? When did they change that? Was it... was there a thing where you could like hold your right click and then not shoot with the beggars or something? What about Cleaver Sandman? I guess so. I was thinking of just single weapon as opposed to combo. You can still hold your beggars, by the way, if you taunt. But yeah, I get... I gotta think about that. For Soldier, most broken weapon of all time. I mean, arguably it was the Beggar's Bazooka. And the Beggar's Bazooka still is pretty broken if you know how to use it. Actually, no. I kind of want to say it was when the Equalizer and the Escape Plan were one weapon. I feel like that was arguably the most broken soldier weapon. Vlog. I don't even have to think about that one. Demoman. Probably Lock and Load. Most broken weapon. Lock and Load or Early Caber, but I'd say Lock and Load. Heavy. Most broken weapon. Early Tommy Slav. Back when that shit was better than a minigun. Engineer. Most broken weapon. I mean, the Thompson was annoying. I'd say Rescue Ranger. Because the Rescue Ranger could keep a sentry up from getting, like, 3 things. Really, it's the Rescue Ranger combo. It's the Sigafu save. But the Rescue Ranger was the main problem there. Some people might say it was, like, the Mini or something, but no. It was the Rescue Ranger. Medic... Early Vaccinator? I remember the... Wait, no, Quick Fix. The Quick Fix used to do full overheal, I think. So, it's either that or the Uber Saw. Or, no, the Vita... What is it? Yeah. From a competitive standpoint, I think the Vita Saw was the most broken. But if we're speaking in terms of pubs, I'd say Early Vaccinator. Because it was... I don't remember what they changed about it. But it was a minigun. Sniper. Ooh, this one might be tricky. Probably the Darwin's Danger Shield. Really, it was the... I don't think this counts, but TF2 used to have item sets that would give you an in-game bonus. And you, like, couldn't get headshot with the Crockett-style kit. So probably that. And then Spy Ambassador.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Ambassador. I mean, the early Dead Ringer was annoying, but I still think the Ambi was his most broken weapon. Anyways, someone should make a source mod, or a V-script, or whatever, where it's just all of the weapons in their most fucked up and broken state. I want to see how that game would play.
4, 3, 2,
Yeah, bring back the cleaver combo. Make the Natasha twice as annoying. Did I see the Zesty Jesus video on skins? Yeah. I had some people bring it up to me because I made Death of an Art Style years ago. And I made that video before war paints were even a thing. Technically decorated weapons were a thing, but that was different. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know anything about Zesty, and I don't care to know anything. But, I don't think it's a big deal. I think I lightened up about the art style. Because I think it's funny. I just think it's funny when someone has a fucking stupid loadout these days. And if someone does that thing where they dress up in all blue cosmetics and war paints, and they trick me into thinking they're on my team and they kill me, I just think it's funny. It's like, the fact that I would fall for it. Because I don't think that's a trick you fall for twice. I think someone pretends to be on blue team, you die to them, and then go, ah, fuck, you got me. April Fools. Because here's the thing. In competitive TF2 play, that shit's banned anyways. You can't do it. Like, if you try to do it, your team's gonna get disqualified. But a lot of items end up banned anyways for those kinds of reasons. And in a pub, I don't think it matters. I think a pub has 24 people dicking around, not taking it seriously. I can't remember the last time I got mad about losing a pub game. I guess there's an argument that new players might be drawn away from the game because they had a bad first experience, but if we're only speaking personally, I don't really care because I think it's funny when I see it. And I also kind of... I don't know. I feel like a new player is so overwhelmed as it is with what the game is, I don't think they're even gonna process something like that. Like thinking someone is on their team when they're not. I think so much is going through a new player's brain, they're not gonna see that and be like, I'm gonna stop playing TF2 because I got tricked by cosmetics. They don't even know what cosmetics are. They think it's a hat. They don't even understand like how much you can and can't put on. I think it's effectively a non-issue. It's something that looks like it would be a problem if you like what's the word? If you deconstruct it from the outside and you frame it as like the breaking of class recognition and team recognition, it sounds like it's a big deal. Because a lot of the fundamental principles behind TF2, which is distinguishable reds and blues and no saturated colors. If you look at that, there's a lot of breaking the rules. But if you don't think about it, so like on paper and in practice are two very different things. I think on paper it sounds like an issue, but in practice I cannot imagine any player falls for that and then quits the game over it. And I'd actually wager more people find it charming. I mean, one of my favorite things about TF2 in the modern day is that it's willing to let you just dress your character in very customizable ways. Like Overwatch and Paladins, you get to put on a skin, and you don't even really get to customize their hats or their weapons. I think regardless slate paint should be changed. Yeah, I don't disagree with that one, but I think that ship sailed long ago. I think you're not wrong to have that opinion. You're not wrong to have the opinion that like TF2 has become uglier than it was intended to be. That's not like a wrong opinion to have. But I think it's a silly opinion to, like, demand that it be fixed or think the game is unplayable. Like, view it as urgent. I don't think it's urgent. I also think the argument that, like, TF2's intended art style was nothing like what it is today, I think that's ignoring a lot of nuance, which is that intent is only whatever the active developers want. And if the developers want a shift in tone, then that's what it is now. Because if we were beholden to the 2007 rules of TF2, Marasmus would have never existed. A lot of Scream Fortress would have never existed. And I'm sure a lot of you remember a time where Halloween cosmetics were restricted to only Halloween. And everyone hated it. Admittedly, people hated it because some of those Halloween cosmetics seemed not so absurd that they should be restricted. Like, I like what Valve does now, which is that all crate cosmetics aren't restricted, but they still add restricted Halloween items now and then for, like, contracts and stuff. It's a good balance. I don't know, it just doesn't bother me that much. Zesty went out of their way to show you could use war paints to be a troll. Good. That's funny. I think that's funny. I think it's weird that Valve would add, like, I think you could critique them for, like, why would you add a blue war paint? It just seems like you're shooting yourself in the foot. And they are. But I still maintain the opinion that if I see that in a match, I'm not gonna get mad. I'm gonna laugh. Maybe that's a real, like, watch the world burn mentality, but you can't close Pandora's box, and yelling at Pandora's box for being open isn't gonna make it close. Yeah, you're not charging. The bar of war paint quality is objectively lower than when Valve was doing the bulk of their creation. But I think Valve's mentality with TF2 is actually akin to their mentality on Steam games, which is that they aren't adding things based on whether they hit a threshold of, like, quality, of, like, this is a game Valve would play. I think their bar for Valve games is, if there's a market, if someone out there wants this, then let it be on Steam, as long as it's not, like, illegal or, you know, a scam. I think they look at TF2 cosmetics as, okay, even if this is really fringe and 90% of people won't like it, there's gonna be a couple hundred people that really want this color war paint or this theme of a cosmetic. I think that's their deciding factor on whether they add something. So the fact that there's a lot of kind of filler stuff in TF2, or like repetitions of stuff that already exists, like a million Santa hats. Oh, I got vac banned again. Damn. If you're someone who views TF2 as a place for options rather than a place for, like, visual appeal, I guess that's a weird way to phrase it. I don't know, I still feel like even if everyone on the server has gaudy, ugly cosmetics, TF2 is still an infinitely more legible and understandable game visually than most other things.
5, 4, 3, 2.
What? It's murky. I got rid of murky. It's weird. It put me back into this map. I don't have the image, but someone made a picture of all of the TF2 classes with every single item equipped. And then they blacked it out, so it's just the silhouette. And you could still easily identify what every single class is. Because the game just has very strong indicators. Like subtle subtext indicators of what class you're fighting. By the sounds they make. By the way they stand and move. I still wish there was a proper balance of dev intent and player appeasing, because I think that's cool and all, but you know I like TF2 for TF2 even if I can't expect it to be what it's known for. Yeah. There's certainly an alternative universe where the devs were much more conservative about what they would allow in the game, like visually. Like, there's plenty of stuff in TF2 I think you could remove tomorrow and no one would complain. I would never want them to do that, to be clear, because I know real people made those items and it makes them really happy to get it in. And you would be a dick to remove those. But I don't know. I feel like after a certain point, you can't be sanctimonious and highbrow about what TF2 is. It's a goofy game. It's very not serious. Even at the beginning, it wasn't serious, but it's... I don't think it becoming less serious is like dancing on TF2's aesthetical grave. I think that's literally just an evolution of it, and evolution is mutation, right? So it's not all going to be positive. There's going to be ugly stuff in it, but I think the positives outweigh the negative. Like, if there was a red pill and a blue pill, the red pill is you keep playing TF2 as it is. You accept all the weird cosmetics and taunts, or you take the blue pill and you go back to 2007 and start from scratch. And this time you commit much harder to TF2's original design, which is just an absurdist, like, war era game. Cartoony war era game. But they wear hats sometimes. I think I would still take the red pill, because I think a lot of cool TF2 maps and a lot of cool cosmetic combos are only possible because TF2 kind of lowered its guard and they started letting more stuff in. Do you think we would have ever gotten Demoman if they hadn't been willing to let Kanye glasses be in the game? No. I mean, there was a time where the Danger Risque 2 was considered one of the biggest offenders of the game. And looking back, it's silly.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
I'd actually say that if you're looking at it beyond, like, as a video game and just as a product, it's actually really cool that TF2 gives a lot of younger, like, teenagers that are just learning 3D modeling an opportunity to make money off of something. Maybe not teenager. I think you still need to be 18 to, like, get paid via the workshop. But, like, there are a lot of people in the games industry that started off by literally just making TF2 items, war paints, and maps. And if Valve hadn't been willing to add amateurish items, those people might be living very different lives. And those people probably are really thankful. So if you're looking at TF2 just as an impact on the industry thing, I think it's a good thing. I think it's only a good thing that they've given a lot of freelancers opportunity. There are some people that like have made a living in the past off of TF2 items. I feel like that can only be maybe 2 people these days, but no doubt that it's like fiscally changed people's lives. I mean, even like my YouTube channel in a lot of ways is kind of owed to this game. I know I'm kind of tangenting, but I don't know. I feel like you gotta value TF2 for more than just whether or not it has bad cosmetics in it. I think there's a lot more cogs moving, and there are levels of empathy to it, where it's like, all right, you add an item that a lot of people don't like, but a couple people like it. As long as you're still adding good items. I could probably like ping pong devil's advocate arguments all day on it. Like, arguably, when you add a bad item, that's a space that could have been used on something else, I guess. But they add like 20 cosmetics every update, which is like 4 times a year. All right, I'll do like another. I've played all of the Scream Fortress maps at this point. Although I did kind of like that last one, which was just DeGroot Keep, but you're tiny. It's also an excuse to play DeGroot Keep, since actual DeGroot Keep probably has like 30 people queuing for it. Yeah. Wait, I can change the color of the loading icon. Damn, Ray's HUD. Goated. I'll also, if I can get on Shonik's server, I wouldn't object. That's a base feature. Oh. Okay, well. Good job, Valve. I just never noticed that. Death Merchant. I'm just gonna put myself in as many queues as possible. So I'm queued for casual. I'm queued for a custom server. I'm also gonna queue for competitive. What else can I queue for in this game? Queue for man versus machine. I think I can only do one at a time. I broke the game. I clicked too many things. Server's full. Okay. Thanks for sending me to it then. 98 out of 100 is not full. Why was I never told you stream on Twitch? I don't really push it on my main channel, just because it's a different type of content. Hey, I don't know if I'm getting on that server tonight. But I stream every Tuesday, and I have a VOD channel on YouTube if you want to see like previous streams. Oh. Don't laugh at me. That was my first try. I still got it. Craziest gib of my life. Now you know what, it's Halloween. I'll have the big ugly sword instead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Do I like Screen Fortress? I think all the maps they added were good. It does feel a little like quantity over quality in some ways. Like, there's a lot of maps that it feels weird. Like, they're good maps, but it feels weird to add them for Halloween and not just like the rest of the year. Like, some of them don't feel like Halloween. They just feel like TF2 maps that are orange. Oh my god, is that Adam Ruins Everything? I get why they added those maps since they didn't get added earlier in the year, but it's... The maps that are actually on Halloween theme from the get-go are really cool. Like, I love that this map is clearly, like, not just Halloween. It's got a theme that just fits really well for fall. Cancer Gaming, what the hell? I'm getting you, Adam. Don't you do it. He's so fast. It's like I'm fighting an actual chicken right now.
It's an Instantarium! Now that's quality. It's an instant... Ah!
Ha, what you gonna do? I can't see. It's so shaky. Rewind. Whose fucking backyard am I in?
Mission begins in 10.
I'm not queued for the 100-man server because I'm almost certain it's gonna take me off of this and then tell me the server's full anyways. Oh, perfect. There is a spot, but I can't cancel my casual match. Great design. Really good work, Valve. Oh, cool. I was kind of done with the group keep anyways. Alright, I'll play one more. If I get into the Shonik server, I'll be happy. If not, I don't think I'm gonna spend an hour trying. I'll just stream at like 5 AM when that thing is empty. Funk, I love your content. Thanks for introducing me to Ultra Kill. It's my job. Ain't no thing. I will say in my next video, I have a couple of games that I will equally talk up in the same vein as Ultra Kill. I still feel like Ultra Kill is one of my favorite games, period, but I feel good when I like find something that I know I can praise and not feel like I'm just talking it up. I think I'm on the server. At least until the casual queue kicks me out. Nope. Yeah, I can see why the casual queue would take a while. The game only has 130 concurrent players as of right now. That's not a whole lot to work with. Jill? When the fuck did Jill join my party? I feel like I just got jump scared.
Alert! The final control point is being contested.
You better hard carry this match, buddy. Otherwise, your ass is out of here. Where's your head? Is that Yujiro Hanma? I love this guy. I'm gonna spot dodge his lightning.
Alert! Our last control point is being captured.
Oh, that's rough. It's alright, I have the longest melee with the highest crit chance. I think I'll be fine.
Being captured.
Now I have a banner too.
Alert! The final control point is being contested.
It's a bite-sized spy.
Alert! The final control point is being contested. Alert! The final control point is being contested.
Aw, I wanted to see his sign of him eating a sandwich. Don't do it. Haha. Nice try, buddy. Any new D&D tales to tell the class? Yeah, so as of our last session, my party ended up... it's a long story, but we ended up traveling to the beginning of the universe. Or maybe not the universe, the beginning of of Earth, basically. We went through like a time portal and it spit us out in front of this pool of primordial heat. Like, you know when the Earth was first forming and there was just hot water everywhere? We basically ended up there. And so what I did, my character started taking a piss in the pool. And now, my DNA is in every single living creature in the campaign. Allegedly. The DM won't confirm it for me, but my headcanon is that since I pissed at the beginning of the Earth, that has spread my genetics across the entire world. So everything alive in my campaign is 0.00001% grung. So everyone is a little part frog. The only thing my D&D did my DM did confirm was that after I pissed in there, I made an animal go extinct through butterfly effect. So there's like some kind of beaver out there that just no longer exists because of me. What is with this? Oh, it's the only map I'm queuing for. That explains it. At least it's a good map. I'm like, what? 3 in a row? Good timing. Just one animal? Yeah, that's the crazy part. No one ever said a butterfly effect has to be massive.
Doc, come on, man.
Although I guess that's the definition of a butterfly effect. I'll let you know what else I learned I made go extinct later. Rest in peace, salty dog.
Begins in 30 seconds.
Forward! Thanks!
I'm swimming. You can swim around the whole island.
Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ow. Loud. I also apparently drowned at some point during that venture. That's what dynamite does. Damn, this actually feels like the maps that were designed for like the original zombie mod. Like the ones where you spawn in the ocean and you have to go climb up a bunch of islands to kill. Very on brand. No, I'm sure I can get up there and get a kill, definitely. That's not a tall ask or anything. For 45 damage. Whoever made this game mode, very technically proficient on VScript. Very lacking in map design. If I'm being completely honest, having a sentry that can see everything and everywhere in a mode where only one class has even a chance of shutting it down. I'm actually really curious if the EMP is just useless on this map, because the sentry is built on a ramp. So the EMP might literally just roll away from it. I didn't even see it get thrown. Yeah, I can't even EMP it because it rolls away from the sentry. Half the time it doesn't even seem like it comes out. I think it's working, but like the asset, the actual thing you throw doesn't show. So it's like invisible.
Mission ends in 10 seconds.
Yeah, the usefulness on that EMP only hinges on my team already being on the roof. Otherwise, what's the point of EMPing it anyways? Yeah. I hope they rebalance this.
Mission begins.
Buff the zombies. If they do that, I'll come back and play this mode. Because until then, it's rough. It's definitely the most notable maps of the update, which is weird that it would get in without being vetted or play tested by Valve prior to release. Because I would have to imagine Valve plays some of these before they add them, and then tells the creator if anything needs to be improved or changed. But that honestly might not even be part of the process at all. I wouldn't be shocked if they just look at a map and decide, alright, looks good. Like, I refuse to play on the roof specifically just because I feel bad. Like, you have to handicap yourself as a survivor for this to even be remotely fun. Scary. I feel like if anything, zombies should have two abilities. Like, they should have an offensive ability and a defensive ability. Because to even make use of my primary ability, I have to break through their front line first. Hey, a kill's a kill. Alright. One of you's getting Ubered. If I can just find you. Ooh, he's taking his shot. At the very least, just all of the... Oh my god. All of the abilities that exist, just triple them in strength. Not double, triple them. Make the EMP move twice as fast and blow twice as big, or twice as long. Make the soldier jump 3 times as high. Give the heavy 3 times as much health. It's the only way I could see a scenario where we win. The only one. Come with me, boys. I'm gonna get us up there. Never mind. Remember what I said about breaking through the front line before you even think about dealing with their back line? Yeah. I have not even set foot on their roof.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
What I really want to do is chaperone our heavy to high ground, but not happening. I think at the very least, let you spawn on players. Like, let me spectate our heavy and then spawn next to him. Oh, ooh, that was my closest yet. Yeah, it's just silly. Alright, I think seen every map at this point. I'm not really jumping to play any more zombies. And I don't think I'm getting on the 100-man server tonight, so I'd rather just probably call the stream right about now. It's not that I think the game mode sucks. It's that I think the game mode is unbalanced. That doesn't mean the game mode can't be fun.
3, 2, 1.
But yeah. I'm going to call it for the night. Scream Fortress, decent. Hard pressed to compare it to any of like the greatest years of Scream Fortress, but I think that's come to be expected at this point. Still fun if you're just kicking it around for a few hours at least. But yeah, I really wouldn't recommend playing the zombie game until resolved. If that wasn't obvious.